Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Mr. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Before we get to it, head down below, like and subscribe, this does help out a lot, and let's get right into it. Today, we're watching Psycho playing in the LT-432, of course, the tier 8 premium Russian, Soviet, whatever you want to call it, light tank. And to be honest, it's more of a medium tank to be honest, but it still has all of the good stuff that you get with light tanks. Of course, a very good view range, and especially the same view range on the move as when you're stationary, and good view range. And this tank actually has some really good high explosive rounds, which Psycho is going to use right at the start. Not really that useful against the Cromwell, especially when he's hitting him in the tracks, because that's just going to absorb most of the damage, if not even all of the damage sometimes. So you would be better just loading the APCR rounds, which are standard in this vehicle, I'm pretty sure, and it's the AP rounds which are the premium shells in this tank. But I'm pretty sure he definitely could have handled that situation better right at the start. The Cromwell should have been dead long ago, and he should have already been pummeling the LHMTV even. It's an absolute random letters put together for that British light tank. But yeah, as I said right at the start, should have handled that situation better. Definitely shouldn't have lost so many hit points over there. But talking about hit points and all of that stuff, this tank actually has quite good armor for a light tank, and actually you can bounce quite a lot of shells. It has 160mm of frontal turret armor and 70mm of frontal hull armor, and actually 40 at the side of the hull as well, so you can actually bounce quite well, angle out, and actually do quite well against most tier 8s, maybe even some tier 9s, and I guess some tier 10 light tanks. Maybe you could also bounce some of the time. What else is good about this tank? Not really the view range, 380, some light tanks have more than that. The camo at 18.5% isn't the best, but with a good crew and all of that, you can get that better. As we said, the armor is really good. The gun depression at 7 degrees actually for us, for a Russian tank, is actually quite good. Pretty good, accuracy for a light tank, 0.36, which is quite good. 70 kilometers an hour top speed limit forwards and 23 backwards, and 2121 DPM. For a light tank at tier 8, pretty decent. This is, as I said, more of a medium tank to be honest. Actually, you can say more of a medium tank at tier 9 because of some of its kind of, mostly because of its mobility. The tier 8 medium tanks, they're good, but they're quite slow. But it's really when you step up to tier 9 where you have some more mobility and stuff like that. And this is just, yeah, you can kind of play it as a medium tank sometimes, and it does work out quite well. But playing it as a light tank is also very good. And I've got 2 setups on this tank, I'm pretty sure. One for kind of fighting as a medium tank, in a city, close city combat, so you just get your DPM up and all of that. Maybe, increase your hit points, maybe you can also do that. As you can see, bouncing off the M4A1 Revolurise, that has 203mm of penetration, I'm pretty sure, on those standard rounds, bouncing off 390 390 damage, which is really good. You really want those hit points, and in any other light tank, you would have been dead. Sikor over here has already bounced nearly 1,000 hit points of damage, and this tank has 1,100 hit points hit points. So he would have already been dead if he was in any other light tank at tier 8, or maybe even any other light tank with similar hit points. Your tier 10 light tanks, some of them have good armor, but the American Sheridan, the AMX 3105, not really the best, as he bounces the M4A1 once again. 1,320 damage blocked. I'd be happy if I've blocked that kind of amount in an object 274A or a 112 TM. No, it's a 122 TM. So this has already been quite a decent battle over here for Sikor over here in the LT-432. Not really doing that much right now, but you're going to see what he's going to be up to right now. And I really just want to showcase this replay because just to show you that this tank doesn't need to play like a light tank most of the time if it doesn't need to, because you know some light tanks, ELC AMX, no, the ELC even 90, you know, before you could get several kind of layouts, loadouts in your tanks, you'd kind of just be this kind of useless kind of tank if it comes down to like a city map, because you'd just be set up for view range. But now I guess you can set it up for kind of fighting as well. But this tank, you know, has always been just good at everything, and especially now that you can get those two loadouts ready for like a map like this, I guess you could say. You don't really need the most amount of view range over here. You're mostly fighting at close range, so you can, you know, switch to that loadout with like, you know, more DPM, you know, vents, maybe vert stabs, maybe, you know, you want to increase your hit points, or if you go on a map, you know, Prokhorovka, Malinovka, you can change to something as he bounces the M4A1 once again. That's 3 shots that he's bounced off it, doing more somewhere around, you know, over 1,000 hit points of damage or somewhere thereabouts. Really good as he takes them out. So he is now in a 1 versus 3 with one of those tanks being a self-propelled gun, the Lorraine 155-50. So that is definitely going to make things a lot easier. And of course, he only has a P-43 Ter and an SU-152, both tier 7s and both low on hit points, so that should definitely make things quite easy. But he needs to watch out, because if that SU-152 is using the derp gun and he loads maybe, you know, AP rounds or heat rounds like most SU-152 drivers use, then he is going to be a one-so. So he needs to watch out not to get hit by him. But he's going around, you know, making sure that the enemy team has no clue where he's going to come from. And now one of the enemies starts capping, telling Secor over here exactly where he is, as he puts in 1 shot, as he actually has some problem with lag, it looks like. Some bad ping over here, as we can see at the top left. I'm pretty sure that's his, because in my replay that definitely wouldn't have made sense. So some sort of lag issues for him, which actually makes him not be able to take out the P-43, the P-43 Ter even. Not really sure if he got spotted there, kind of pay attention to 6th sense going off. But nearly 3,000 damage, 1,700 damage blocked, as he comes in, bounces the P-43 Ter and takes him out. Now, as I was saying before, just want to show this replay because it just shows you that this tank can play as a light tank on those light tank maps, you know, spotting tanks out, decent enough view range. But then again, on maps like this, it can play like a medium tank and just absolutely slaughter its way through the enemy, especially if you get in such a good matchup as Secor did over here with tier 6s. You know, this is just a dream come true for a tier 8 light tank, especially for the LT-432, because of all of its armor and all of that other good stuff that it has. Now, will Secor be able to pick up the high caliber, of course, but the 6 kill and pick up that medal as well? Well, first he needs to fight the SU-152. He hasn't seen him in quite some time. It has been several minutes now. But the SU-152 knows where Secor was once, because he of course got spotted by the P-43 Ter and the Lorraine 155-50. So is the SU-1 going to be looking the right way, or is he just going to be, you know, kind of lost somewhere? But, you know, doing this amount of damage and blocking so much in a light tank is just absolutely insane. Of course, you know, mostly versus tier 6s, tier 7s. But of course, he did bounce the M4A1 3 times, I'm pretty sure it was. And that has 203, I'm pretty sure, millimeters of penetration on those regular rounds. So that is just absolutely insane. Secor actually loads more AP rounds, which are the gold rounds in this tank, having... let's see, the standard rounds have 176 millimeters of penetration, and the gold rounds have 218. Actually, pretty decent penetration for a light tank. But where is this SU-152 going to be? Secor is looking around, trying to go around the... Oh, there he is. He was trying to go out around the cap circle, not to get spotted, well, not to indicate where he is, but he bounced the SU-152 once, puts in 1 shot, puts in another shot. The first one bounces. Is he going to be able to take him out? He gets set on fire, but he has an automatic fire extinguisher. If that would have been me, I literally would have died because I used food in this tank, but he takes him out. Picking up a brilliant game in this tank. Let's look at the post-game stats and let's see how well Sequel did in this game. So as we see for Seeker over here, picking up the ace tanker, the Colin Adams medal for standing alone versus 5 enemy tanks, a steel wall. That is probably the rarest medal that you can probably get in a light tank, a high caliber and a top gun for those 6 kills, 3,743 damage with those 6 kills, as I said, 1,482 base experience, and actually gaining 10,000 credits profit, because of course this is a premium tank, but of course firing quite a lot of gold, and using that automatic fire extinguisher, which literally saved his life at the end. If I would have been in that situation, I would have died, or at least it would have been a draw, because I would have probably killed the LT-132 as well, but I would have died because I used food, and I would have just burnt to death, which really kind of shows me that, sometimes the fire extinguisher is still really important in these tanks. But for now, there's going to be, so hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.